we get copyright. I'm like, bitch, we only have 27 fans. Guys, welcome back to episode 3, double 3, 003. First and foremost, I'd like to thank with me, Riley McCleary, and the stunning, the talented Adina Menzel.
Yeah, that's me. Boss baby.
Also known as Grace Chevelin. Grace, do you want to give everyone your home address and your social number?
Yes. So it is.
It is 6969.
447.
Grace.
Kensington.
How do you do the
Golf clap?
Oh. Is that what this is? No, I thought this is ballroom clap. You want to get learned from ballroom?
Rams up?
Rams up. You know their slogan used to be Ram This? And the year I went to... So we were talking about Westchester University, and their slogan is now currently Rams Up, but it used to be Ram This. And it changed the year I got to college, to my freshman year of Westchester.
That's crazy.
That feels inappropriate. We need everybody's input in the comments, whether it's on our socials or the descriptions of YouTube and Spotify and Apple Music. Can you leave comments on?
Is it on Apple Music?
I Venmo'd you.
No, Apple. You Venmo'd me?
Yeah, I Venmo'd you half the year.
Wait, when did you do that?
Like last week. It's okay if you haven't done it yet. It doesn't matter. But
wait,
on Apple Pod, no?
Yeah, no, I didn't.
I can Venmo you more if you want. Grace, is this a funny thing?
Did you actually? Oh, I did not see that. Okay, yeah, I'll be purchasing Apple Pods today.
Fair enough.
Because for those who don't have Spotify, which includes me, I can't even support my own podcast. So I'm gonna have to move to Apple Pod. Also, we're repping mom and
dads.
Today is in sponsor of parents.
In sponsored. And tell everyone what your shirt says for all those audio listeners.
My mom is a boss. That's what it says. And it's honestly a fan favorite shirt. I got it at Goodwill.
It's a fierce shirt.
Thanks.
And Grace, follow-up question. Did you purchase it from the little girls section?
Yes. Little boys.
Oh, love. Mine says I Heart Hot Dads. And I did buy it on Amazon. And when I worked to the gym one day, and I got the gnarliest looks from ugly dads. And this one old Trumper who literally stared me down while wearing a shirt with Trump's face on it that said, like, this is how good America looks. I'm like, if you're about to be homophobic to me, I can flick you and you would hit the ground. He was so old. But he would not let up eye contact. I was like, sir? Anyway, you want to talk about your weekend? You want to talk about the Eagles game? How it was?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so, go Birds, first of all.
Which, by the way, I hate football, but where you were looked like a lot of fun, so I think I would enjoy that.
Oh my god, it was so much fun. I'll show you guys right now. Okay, I went to the beach all day, and then we were like, oh, we're gonna go to the Eagles game with everybody. I pull up to this bar, never felt so at home, dude. Walk in, I'm like high-fiving all these people. I'm like, where did all these Philly people come from into San Diego? This is awesome. And I was like, wow, I just need to be here every day. They had these things, like, usually I just get my beers in a nice little pint, you know? They had chalices. So I had 6 chalices. It was amazing.
I'm scared.
I was also locked in the entire game. Had to pee so bad. Could not get up. Didn't leave my seat. Just drank 6 chalices. This is the view. Okay.
And I'll describe it for people that are audio listeners. Now I'm seeing the most adorable photo of Grace and her 2 friends. It's a selfie on point five using the back camera, and their background is of the sunset over the ocean.
And then I had the football game yesterday also.
What football game?
SDSU.
Oh.
And guess what the score was? I don't even know who won. I had to leave. It was literally they didn't score yet, and it was halftime.
Did you go in? Did you go to the stadium? Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say words.
Yeah, I went to the stadium.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was lit.
Does your stadium have a fun name?
Yeah, it's Snapdragon.
Are you dead ass?
Yes.
That is lit. I love that. The Penn State's stadium's name was like Beaver Stadium, which is like cool. That's fine. I don't really. Oh, it's named after Mary Beaver, I think. Don't ask me who she is.
I was just about to.
I have no idea who she is. But USC's stadium's called the Coliseum.
Oh yeah, that's lit.
That is so cool. And their mascot's a Trojan. That's so cool. If anybody didn't know, USC was my dream school. Did I know that I couldn't get in?
Why didn't you go?
Baby girl. Because I applied and I thought I put my whole ass into the application. And then acceptance letters came out and rejection letters came out around the same time on the same day. And so I knew a bunch of people in my school who got in. Actually, I don't know. I'm sure people did get in. I just can't remember. But I know one douche who didn't get in. And then he reappealed it and got in. And that pissed me off. He was way smarter than me. I don't think I'll ever be that smart. But when I got my rejection letter, I was going to dinner with my two best friends at the time. At like just a little like train station, like outdoor restaurant near our house. And I literally was like, I opened the letter in my house and I was like, and I said, and it was at like 8 p.m. because it was East Coast time versus West Coast when they sent it. I was like, no, it's fine. Like, I just wanted to try. Like, I knew I probably wouldn't get in, but it was totally cool. Like, no worries. I was like, I gotta go meet my friends for dinner. Like, what's the point? And my mom was like, oh, are you okay? Like, it's fine. Like, it's just I was like, no, it's like totally cool. Like, I have no problem. Then I proceeded to, and I don't really cry that often. I don't. Even before I was on Prozac, yeah. I didn't cry. The Prozac just kind of knocks that full out of the park, though. I was on my way, and they were already sitting there, and they're like, where are you? I was like, oh, I'm stuck in traffic. It's so annoying. There's so much traffic from my house. I was pulled over on the side of the road crying in my car.
No.
I have never been more
never
crushed.
To be a Trojan.
Well, no, never. And I was so sad. I was so incredibly sad. Obviously, everything worked out for the best in the end, and I would never change the path to where I am, how I got to where I am now.
Okay,
but
deep.
That's something I believe in. I'm not religious. I don't believe in God. That's just, you do you. I'll fight for your rights to believe in that, like, whoever you are. I just don't. I just believe in, like, I sound so, like, I need a green juice and some crystals. But I just believe in, like...
You're so granola.
I know. I just believe in, like, letting life happen. And, like, just everything happens for a reason. Yes, you have control over 99% of your life. But, like, you know what I mean? Just, like...
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. When people piss me off, I get really angry. And I get mad and I'll curse and all this shit. And then in one day when I'm over it, I'll just be like, oh, it's growth. I'm learning. Obviously, there's caveats to that. If people are bullying you and pissing you off every day for hours and hours and hours, fuck them. They're not in your life. They're just bitches. But you know what I mean?
Yes, I know what you mean. You had to go to Westchester.
I had to go to Westchester. And then when we got sent home halfway through the year, I'm like, imagine if I was all the way in California. I was talking to one girl who I don't really talk to anymore. While we were there, like when everyone was like, we were going on spring break and everyone was like, oh my God, COVID, like we're going to get sent home forever. I was like, bitch, they're not going to send us home. You are an idiot. Shut up. And then we got sent home and I said, oh. I said, well, egg on my face.
Well, shit.
Well, shit. But, yeah, I totally forgot where we were going with this. You
what
asked
did
me
you
a
do this
question.
weekend?
Oh, this weekend, well, Friday, so a little behind the scenes information, Grace and I are recording these 2 episodes kind of close together just because I messed up timeline and it's very my fault. But we recorded an episode, late Friday, and so I spent the night editing that, and then it didn't work, the editing. Like, the voices was off so bad, so then I spent another 2 hours editing it, which is fine. I actually preferred the second way I edited it. Edited it. Oh, Jesus. I preferred that way. So it looks good. It's very fun. I'm excited. But that's how I spent my Friday night. My bestie invited me over to watch a movie with her and her parents, and I said, yes, I would love to. Let me see how long this takes me. And then it actually took me 2 hours, so I said, hey, girl, I'm going to go to bed, because I if I were to speak to someone right now, I would probably not be polite. Because you know when you get in those moods where you're just like, I just did something for too long?
You're gonna punch the wall?
Exactly. And I love her family, so I don't want to put that negative energy into them while they were just trying to have a movie night. You know how I feel?
True.
You know what I'm saying? True dat. So today's Sunday, we're recording on Sunday. But yesterday is Saturday. My boyfriend came over at the ass crack of dawn in the morning. Love him to death.
Shout out, Cruz.
Shout out, Cruz! He did get here so early that I was like, what do we do with our day? We were like, we should go get lunch. And then we checked the clock and it was actually 10 a.m. And I was like, well, what now? So we went to a little breakfast spot, and then we went into Doylestown. They were having an arts fest. We didn't go for the arts fest. My mom was...
No way.
Yeah. It was cute. I usually don't like it, but this one was... It just seemed more vibey. We only went in this time because my mom, spur of the moment, was getting a tattoo. Her first tattoo.
What'd she get?
Let me see. Can I have picture of your tattoo? Oh, wait, actually, I do have one. Because I filmed a video. I'm going to make a vlog for it. But she got, she's a so, my mother is very beachy queen. To the point where her, Instagram handle is Jersey Girl.
Yes.
And so she loves the beach. She loves sun, love. Okay.
So cool.
It is cool.
Wow.
So anyway, she got her tattoo. It was very fun to watch. She did really good. She didn't even get numb for it.
What? Wait, do people get
No.
numbed?
Yeah. But the guy who was giving her tattoo, which by the way, his name was Riley.
A.
So, fuck it. I've run into so many Rileys this past, like, a couple months. But she was getting her tattoo, and she was, like, squeezing the table and, like, being like... But, like, she was doing good. She was, like,
That's
she was
lit.
killing it. I was like, girl, you gave birth.
Yeah, that's
kind
fast.
of the hardest thing to do in life, so. Yeah, and then we ended the night with Uka, which is a Japanese restaurant near me. Very good, very delicious. And we watched Trap.
I was just gonna ask you if you watched it.
I said Grace wants me to watch it, so I'm going to watch it for her. And I think so I enjoyed it. I did enjoy the movie. I watched the first half of it. I guess it was an hour and 45. So the first 45 and the last 30 were great. I think they were a classic M. Night Shyamalan movie. There's like a hair hanging from my lip. There was some of the middle parts, I was just so confused. And
You know who sucked at acting? Raven?
His daughter, yeah. Girl.
No. The Raven.
The singer.
Yes.
That's M. Night Shyamalan's daughter.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, her name's like Seleka Shyamalan? Something like that, I think.
She was so bad.
Hey, I'm all for nepotism when it benefits me and my loved ones. But that was... Also, M. Night Shyamalan, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think he's been in any of his other movies. Why was he in this one?
I don't know.
I don't know. Her singing, she wrote and sang all the songs herself. That was fierce.
That's cool.
That was cool. That was lit. Her
Wait,
acting
so she can
was,
actually sing?
yeah. Like, I think she should have a full career as Seleka, the singer.
Yeah.
And if I'm saying her name wrong, put me down. But the acting was... there's one scene where when she's in the butcher's house at the end, and she's playing piano with the daughter, and she's like, oh, let's take a selfie. Riley, where's your phone? And then her phone's nowhere to be found, so she's like, oh, let's use your dad's. And she yanks it, starts taking a selfie, and she's like, I have to go to the bathroom. That acting, good. Very anxious, anxiety-driven. Love that.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
Good, right? Then when she's in the bathroom on her Instagram Live...
Call 911, dude.
She texted her driver and was like, call 911. Hey, he didn't respond, so we don't know that they're coming.
You have three phones.
And then she's on Instagram Live. She's like, guys, does anybody know of a blue house in the Philadelphia or Jersey area? That's a big fucking area, lady. And then one super fan is like, oh yeah, my aunt lives across the street from that or something.
Like, also, why are you not calling 911 on one phone, living on the other? Maybe, like, I don't know.
Try a little harder. Also, two more things I don't understand is, number one, I get she's a celebrity. Why the fuck did they allow her to go to the guy where the guy was trapped and then hug him? Lady, you're not an FBI agent. You're a pop star. Like, what are you doing?
Also, that was insane, though, when he became the limo driver. Oh my god, I have chills.
I was gooped and gagged.
Insane.
Gooped and gagged.
The drugs.
What drugs?
Oh, spoiler alert, everybody.
Oh, sorry, guys. What drugs?
In the coconut pie.
So good. With his wife, and when she was like, when he just slowly looked up and he was like, touching the powder, my brother was like, or my dad was like, that's a really dry fucking cake or pie or something. And then he just slowly goes, you found my bag. And I was like, what bag?
I have chills.
I was like, what bag? What are we talking about? And she just starts slow tears and she goes, is this what you used on them? That girl. Get her an Oscar.
That sweet little wife.
That's sweet. Why did Josh Hartnett take off his shirt though?
I don't know.
I was not mad at it.
Wait, didn't you think that you were, like, rooting for him the whole movie, kind of, not to get caught?
Yeah.
But then I got scared.
Yeah. And as someone, when they said, so I have OCD diagnosed, thank you very much. I do take medicine to correct it. Situate it. When they said, when the old woman, the old FBI agent, she was doing like, he has OCD, so he must not like anything dirty, and he'll drive a dark grey car because it's not dirty. And I go, excuse her fucking mouth. So I was like, how dare she? But I was like, that was good. Wait, there was one more scene that I thought was lit.
No, the fire alarm part. I loved that part.
When he didn't pull it?
Like when in his ear it was like, he's probably gonna pull something like fire alarm.
That was
period.
Girl, it was a good movie. The plot was good. The storyline was almost perfect.
Yeah.
Also, Kid Cudi at the end of the
stuff.
Yeah, there was a lot of but Kid Cudi at the end of the movie flirting with the dad. Hot.
So good.
I love that. And then the dad just being like I still got it.
Also, the part that I was really I was sitting there was when when he went into the dressing room and was like, heard you've been looking for me all
night. What I don't understand is how she would have, I'm so sorry to say it, this is not me victim blaming, why she would have allowed that. Why she would have let him get so close to her.
Yeah.
And the second he's like, I heard you've been looking for me all night, I would have taken 1,200 steps back. And also, I'm sorry, I don't care about Spencer.
I know. Why?
He's gonna have carbon monoxide poisoning if that's a thing.
Yeah, wait, also, why did she go to their house? Get out of the car, go stay in your limo, and just call the cops.
Baby girl, you have your phone on you. Pretend you're playing Candy Crush. Call 911 and just have it out loud. Call the FBI agent. I'm sure that old crotchety woman gave you her number.
Tell your limo driver.
Oh, Jeremiah, please take it. We're going to a friend's house. He doesn't know this girl. Also, you don't have security?
Also,
You're...
why is Jamie not shown more? Because I loved Jamie.
Who is Jamie?
Jamie is
Who?
the t-shirt guy.
Love him. Did you see the end credit scene with him?
Yes.
Funny. So funny.
So funny.
A problem I did have with Jamie, though. Number one, you're not bringing a random civilian down to the storage unit. You're not.
He loved Cooper.
Number two, why are you only bringing 3 shirts up? That is an entire box of small t-shirts, and now you're only bringing 3 up?
Yeah, that was crazy.
He also said, oh, we're getting a delivery in like 10-ish minutes. That wasn't a delivery. That was just a box sitting.
Yeah.
Excuse me. M. Night Shyamalan, some plot holes, I'm not going to lie. Oh my god, when he got tased at the end and then was still standing from shock and poked the FBI agent's eyes out with his thumbs.
Okay,
911, I'd like to
Mama?
report an emergency. Mum.
Mum ate. Mum actually ate.
Who the fuck is Mum?
The FBI Mum.
Agent Mum.
Agent Mum P.
Agent Mum's the word. She did eat. She kind of ate down. Oh,
You know what the craziest part was? I think we're
what?
both
I think we're gonna
this.
say the same thing.
Wait, I don't know. When they were like in the car when he was about to drive off in the garage and the garage door opened and the family was standing there.
Yes. And when she was like, "Don't do it, Cooper. Mommy's here." Excuse you. And then she gets out of the car and they're all standing lined up in a row in front of him. Hey,
I have
move.
chills. I have full goosebumps right now.
Why would he not have run them down?
What?
That's what I thought was going to happen.
I was like, oh, and how did she just slide out so nicely?
And why was she sliding out so slowly?
Slow. Like, this isn't like a bomb.
Ma'am, if you should have the fear of God put into you. You know that was supposed to be Wells Fargo.
Yes. I didn't know it was supposed to be in Philly, and I was like, wow, this concert venue like really like reminds me of something.
Because M. Night Shyamalan's from Philly.
Yeah, and
So-
then at the end when he was like Malvern, PA, I was like, what the hell, dude?
Yeah, because everything he does it based in Philly. So the
Yeah.
movie, Glass, where all the 3 superhumans came together, that was filmed at an abandoned penitentiary in Abington.
This one was filmed in Canada, though.
You bitches are gonna fucking hate me and call me a fake liar. I'm sitting there, and when they showed like Philadelphia Trenton sign and some of the Philly stuff, I was like, oh, Philly. And then when they were driving on the road, I was like, that looks like Canada. That looks like
yeah.
Toronto.
It was Toronto.
I should go into movies.
I looked it up.
I feel like if they do a second movie, it's going to be years down the line, and Riley's going to be grown up and is a psychologist.
Wow, put that in document.
A trademark, copyright, that was my idea first. If M. Night Shyamalan wants to use it, I will allow him to, but he has to pay me $1 billion.
$1 billion, please. Okay. Next thing I wanted to talk about is, how I was almost kidnapped twice.
Grace, mother fucking Shovelin, what do you mean?
I already told you this, didn't I?
When?
Okay. Oh, maybe not. Okay. So I wasn't the smartest child. And so, but like I live in a pretty nice neighborhood. Like it's not scary at all. But I was walking home off the bus in 4th grade, and I was just, have my backpack on. It's literally a street. Like I have a 2-minute walk up to my house, and all of a sudden this Well, there was a white van trailing behind, and it was a blue, like, sports car. And the blue sports car, it literally looked like a guy who looked like Santa. He had the longest beard, so I got excited because I love Christmas. And he was like, do you want some candy? And at that day and age, I was addicted to candy. So I was like, oh,
day and age.
Yes. I was like, yes. And so I went up, and then the cup was empty. So I was like, oh. And then it clicked in my brain, and I was like, no! And then I sprinted up to my house. And turns out he went to, like, all the kids on the street. Like, he asked, like, my neighbor up there if they wanted gum. There was, like, candy, gum, whatever. And then I was with another neighbor, and her parents called the cops. So the cops came to all of our houses and, like, talked to us and asked for his description. And I, like, because it was the guy with the beard and then another guy. And I, like, whatever, like, they sketched him out or whatever, and they got his exact face. It was crazy.
What the fuck, Grace?
Yeah. And then, turns out he was, like, in jail, like, a little bit before, but his parents lived in our neighborhood. So he was, like, going to his parents' house.
Grace, what the fuck?
Yeah. But, yeah, so that was number one, and then every time there's a freaking white van or something, I'm like, my mom's always like, oh, Grace with the candy. So that's also the reason I probably had, like...
Your mom ushering you down the street, go see if they want candy, Grace, go.
Also, that's probably the reason why I had, like, 18 cavities. Like, I was addicted to candy.
Oh my god. And yeah, your tooth journey.
Yeah, tooth journey. So, yeah, I did have 2 root canals, and I have a missing tooth right now, and I got this one extracted this summer, so we're not doing well in that area. But then my second...
In that regard,
yeah. Then my second kidnapping story was in 8th grade.
Oh my god.
This one was a little bit of a different situation. So every morning, like our bus stop, like where they picked us up in middle school, was at the front of the neighborhood. So it would be like a 15-minute walk, probably. No, I'm being dramatic. It would be like 8 minutes. But we didn't feel like doing that. So some kid on, like, we had, like, there were probably 3 families on our street that was in middle school too. So we would do, like, a carpool up to the top of the neighborhood.
Okay.
And it was, like, it was my one neighbor's day. And they had this, like, red Subaru or whatever.
You guys would the families would take turns driving.
Yeah, take turns. So it was, like, the day where my parents were, like, at work. So, like, it was the neighbor's day. And so she would always come and pick us up. But, like, the car pulled into the driveway, and I was like, Danny, let's go. And Danny was in 6th grade, my little brother. And then we see, like, a man in the front seat, and Danny's like, Grace, that's, like, not Mrs. whatever. Like, Mrs. Blank, okay? And I'm like, no, it's fine. She just had, like, leg surgery or something. Like, we'll just get in the car. And keep in mind, the kid who lives in that house, like, the neighbor, wasn't even in the car. Like, it was just the guy. So it was too early for me. I don't know what I was thinking.
Grace, I think you want to get kidnapped.
Yeah. And so then Danny's like, oh, like, Grace, like, why are we in here, right? And I'm like, oh, no, it's fine. And so we're like, hi. And he's like, oh, I'm taking you guys to school. We're like, yeah. So then we're in the car, in the backseat, and then all of a sudden he's pulling out of the driveway, and he's like, so, what school do you guys go to?
Oh.
And me and Danny sprint out of the car. I screamed at the top of my lungs. Danny runs in the house. I don't know what I was thinking. I ran around the house outside, and I went onto the deck, and I'm banging on the deck door, but Danny wouldn't let me in because he was like, oh, it's the guy. So I'm, like, hiding under the table on the deck, and I'm like, oh my god, whatever. And then finally, like, Danny opens the door somehow because he sees it's me, I guess. And my dad was actually home, and he was like, what's going on? Whatever. And we're like, oh, like, we just almost got kidnapped, whatever. And he's like, no, like, you know, I don't know what it's called, but when you go to the hospital sometimes, like, for those appointments, like, you can't drive yourself, so somebody else drives you. But he was like, that's my client, or something. Turned out to be, like, a guy that was supposed to be driving him, but, like, why did he think he was taking us to school?
I don't like that. Number one, you need to read situations before you act in them. Number two, why would he try and drive away?
I don't know. And then we made it to the bus stop, actually. But, I don't know how we got there. But then one of my neighbors was like, did you guys hear that scream this morning? I was like,
no, that's fucking crazy. I don't know what you're talking about.
Wasn't me.
Wasn't me. She was like, it was like a blood curdling, like like Texas Chainsaw scream. No, couldn't be me.
Wasn't me.
That's
Yep.
crazy. That's yeah. I would have I would have signed you up for therapy right away. I would have said, this is going to stay with her for a while.
I did go to therapy soon after. Yes, I actually did.
Perfect.
Because I went for three things: kidnappers, dogs, and storms. And
Dogs?
I thought when you went to I thought when you went to therapy, they gave you like this special magic potion, and like you would all of a sudden not be scared of it. I thought it was like some potion. Like I thought they were like magic or something. Like therapists, that's why people went, because they just like get rid of their fears. And I went, and he was like, "Oh, we have to talk about it." And I was like, "What do you mean?"
So that's bullshit.
Yeah, what do you mean? And so he was like, "All right, like, what are the chances that you get attacked by a dog?" And I was like, "I did." "What are the chances you actually get hurt by a storm?" I'm like, "My neighbor just died mowing the lawn in a storm, struck by lightning." "What are the chances that you get kidnapped?" "Oh, I almost did twice." What can you say to that? He's like, "Oh."
He said, do you want like Xanax or like an Adderall? Like, which one can I give you to make you think more or think less?
Yeah. I used to be so afraid of storms, though, that I would literally, like, run. I swear every swim meet, if anyone can relate to this, every swim meet that I would go to, a storm would happen. There would always be a storm. There's a storm every day in the summer. There's a storm every single day. Like, full-on tornadoes happening all the time. Like, what's going on with that? I would run around screaming at the top of my lungs at the country club, like, ah! And then my mom would be like, "Just get in the car," and I would be screaming at everybody, like, screaming at the top of my lungs. In our basement, in my dad's band room, there's no windows, so I would go down there and scream, and, like, at the top of my lungs, and my siblings would not want to be around me.
That is terrifying. Give me 1 second. Hello? I'm filming a podcast.
Oh, sorry. I was wondering.
Well, I guess you can now that you're already in here. Well, didn't I tell you downstairs, don't bother me because I'm filming a
I
podcast?
didn't hear that. I have my headphones on.
My idiot brother, everybody.
Hey!
I'm ready for golf.
He got a mullet, but they cut it too short. Take your hat off. Show everyone. Take your hat off. You came in here, take your hat off. They cut it too short so it doesn't even look like a mullet. He looks like a frat boy.
Yeah, is he in one?
No. Are you gonna join a frat?
I don't know, probably.
He's like,
Can you fly out for one of my formals?
Yeah. When?
Oh my god, okay, there's one in October, another one in December, and then one in April.
Wait, what days
The
in
one
October?
It's usually like 15th. Around there.
Maybe I could try and plan my 15th is a Tuesday.
Okay, not the 15th, like around that time.
Okay. Well, I'll look at the dates and I'll talk to Chris and Chloe and see if they want to do San Diego.
That would be so fun.
That would be a lot of fun.
And
I'm like,
there's a bus. It takes us, I can finally go on the bus because I'm 21, but we take party buses from campus to the venue. The venue's usually like downtown, like at one of the clubs or something. And then there's 21 buses that take you right to Pacific Beach where all the bars are for the 21-year-olds. So you don't even have to like Uber or anything. It just, the party bus takes you there.
I want to do that so badly.
Yeah.
Grace, I need you, if you're comfortable, to retell the story to the folks at home about so Grace has severe emetophobia, and you told me a story one time about you were like the sober sister. Do you remember?
Yes.
And the guy.
Yes, this was at the last year's state dash.
Can you please tell that story? It's so funny.
Origin story of the sorority is that when we have formals, there has to be sober sisters. So like a percentage of the sorority has to be sober. And I was like, okay, I'll be a sober sister. Then they text me and they're like, "Do you want to be the bus captain?" So usually
Of course I want to be the bus captain. Why would you even ask that?
So usually like the exec members, the people who are in charge are the bus captains because they're like supposed to be telling everyone like not to drink, like whatever. I don't know who chose me. I don't know who thought it was a good idea for me to do that.
Dead ass just sounded like you volunteered yourself.
No, no, I was like, okay. So then my sober sister on the bus, who's also supposed to be in charge, you would think they would put someone that's like actually going to control this bus. It's my roommate, Sierra. So there was not, yeah. So I have like 50 of
So you were down bad from the get-go. There was no win in this situation.
Yes, and I couldn't control it. There's 50 of my friends on this bus. 50 of them. Like, I don't know what to do. I have to have my backpack with my clipboard. I'm trying to make sure everyone's there. I'm struggling. So then we get to the venue. I had to clean up the bus a little, and I was supposed to bring my backpack into the venue. But I had to clean up the bus, which involved some things. And so I was like, bus driver, take my bag! I could not because of security. There's security. So I left my bag on the bus. And,
my butt on the bag.
Yeah. And then I was like, I just can't. I just wanted to make sure the bus was clean for the bus driver, but yeah, that involved me not being able to bring my bag inside.
What was in the bag, Grace?
Nothing. So then I go into the venue and I'm just vibing, whatever. We're at this like club, and it's like our first formal. And last year we took like 150 people in the punch class, so there's like 400 to 500 people at this formal, maybe 600. And so we're all in there. It's an awesome club, and all of a sudden we're getting messages, and it's like, oh, like pink cowboy hat needs to be kicked out, and we're like, all right, like let's go see what that is. I look down, pink cowboy hat is laying on the ground in the middle of the dance floor. I'm like, oh, what's going on with that? So then I thought he left.
Let's also emphasize that, wasn't he a guest?
Yes, he came with a girl in our sorority.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, it was crazy. And so then he's like, I hope I don't get in trouble for this. Actually, we're not even gonna put the name of my sorority in there. Cut that out.
Nope.
Okay, whatever. Just don't get me in trouble. Then
she's retelling a fictional event for legal reasons.
This was fictional. This was completely fictional. So then I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna go get some food. I think that guy might have left. He better have gotten kicked out, like whatever. So then me and Lily are upstairs because we brought dates, but they ditched us immediately. We didn't see them the entire formal.
Yikes.
They went and just chatted with some other girls.
Oh,
but it's me and Lily against the world.
These men ain't shit.
If you want to hear a whole series of me and Lily's dates, like, you don't understand the formal dates that I've had in my college career. Not one has been good besides the time when I brought a girl.
Love.
And that was Jordan. Shout out Jordan. That was my favorite formal. Because the rest of them are insane stories. Like, I can't. So then me and Lily are eating food. We're just so hungry. And we finally got our sliders, and we're sitting there, and we see this girl, like, bawling her eyes out, and all I see is the pink cowboy hat. And I'm like, all right, what is going on, dude? And we're upstairs at this point. So then I go over to her. I'm like, are you okay? Me and Lily are hugging her. He's literally sitting there like this. Like, turned away from her. I'm like, are you good, dude? Whatever. And then
he was on a spiritual journey.
I don't know what to do. Yeah, deadass. She was like, I don't know what to do, whatever. Me and Lily are like, all right, we got you, whatever. And she's like, oh, like, I'm gonna go try to do something. Can you guys watch my bag and watch him? And we're like, yeah. She leaves. 5 seconds later, I'm like, Lily, he looks like he's gonna throw up. I'm scared. I'm gonna walk around the couch. Immediately when I stand up, he just throws up everywhere. I'm like, ah! I start sprinting. I text in the group chat. I'm like, pink cowboy hat throwing up. Pink cowboy hat throwing up. Everyone's like, Grace, where is he? I'm like, he's over there.
He said, that's not business I'm supposed to know.
Yeah, no. I was like, go get him! Lily's still there. Lily's in charge. And, like, he literally...
Thank God for Lily.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to him, but...
That's hilarious. That's one of my favorite stories you've ever told me. When I was, also something I do at work, when we work together, sad face, I am so sorry to say this is so rude and disgusting. I just burp a lot, and I can't help it. And so, but my burps come from, like, my lower gut, and they just present themselves as guttural sounding. Every time I would burp, I would turn my eye to the right just a little bit, and Grace would be... She'd be like, no, are you... And then every other burp, she would be like, that one sounded like vomit. That one sounded like vomit. I'm like... I'm like, a girl's
It
got a bird.
terrifies me.
Oh, so funny.
That was me like last like everyone, all my friends, like they know they like I can hear the word throw up, but they all think it's like that bad where they'll be like, I feel like I'm gonna your fear. That's what they say. And they'll be like, yeah, like that one time where I did your fear.
I'm like, now you saying your fear, I have to go back in my register, think of what that means, and then visualize
'Cause
it
I
in
have
order to
10
connect it to
million
the
of them.
word.
Yeah, I have 10 million fears, so.
That's crazy.
Like, are we talking condiments?
Can I tell a fun? Don't even. I love me some condiments, and I hate not being able to eat them around you. Can I tell you a vomit story?
No.
Oh. Are you sure?
Because I know you're going to use crazy descriptive words, and I cannot
I am.
handle that.
Okay,
Yeah, I can't.
I'll save that for a later day. We'll work up to it.
Okay.
I have another story. It's around drinking. So my friend, oh fuck, I feel like I might have told you this. I don't know if I have. My friend, one of my best friends, Kira, she has a beach house in Sea Isle, and she invited us all down to visit. I can't remember if it wasn't for her 21st, so it might have been the year after. But she invited us down to visit. So it was me. It was our. Actually, was it Maya there? The way I can't remember who was there. Anyway, it was our besties. It might have been our bestie trip. But we get down there, and her parents are there. Her brother and his girlfriend are there. They're so sweet. And her cousins are there. They couldn't come out with us, though, because they were underage at the time. But we went to this bar called the Princeton in Avalon.
Yes.
Love that bar.
$20 cover.
Crazy. And it's always so packed. They do not limit the amount of people that can go in there.
Oh, it's so fun.
So fun. So we were drinking, having a good time. We were drinking and kissing and having a party. Dolly Parton. Never mind. We were we were drinking in the main room next to the Oyster Bar, which they turn into a beer and seltzer stand, which I find hilarious. And then Kira's parents were like, "Oh, do you guys want to see the rock and roll room?" And I love her parents so much. So I was like, "Yes, of course I want to see the rock and roll room." This bar, when you have to, the best way to describe it is just picture a long rectangle building and then split that building up into 4 different thirds. So it's one room that's still like the restaurant and bar sitting. So there's a bar and a bunch of tables. The next room is like just mainly bar. I don't actually think there's any tables in there at night. And then the third room is just like no windows. A gigantic like dive bar looking stage, 2 bars in the middle that are like square, and then like a bar to the side, I think, near the one door that you can get in, and that's a rock and roll room. And it is sardines. You are in there like it is the last ship out of
Swimwear.
What?
In there like swimwear.
What she said. I'm gonna pretend I heard it. Yeah. So we're fucking in there, and I am. Something about me is I'm gonna sweat. It can be the middle of winter, and I could be wearing one jacket, and I will be pouring. So I sweat so easy. So I'm in there. We're dancing. I'm a couple drinks in. My hair is soaking wet because of sweat. Okay, I am wet. My white t-shirt is now soaking wet and gray. And I'm just trying to vibe because I love her family. We're having a good time with the besties. We're all kicking in. The singer is living her life. So we're dancing. And then I'm 6 foot. So like, I'm a pretty tall dude. If you think of 6 foot as tall, this guy must have been 6'3", 6'4". Okay. He comes walking past me with 2 like tequila sodas or something. Okay. But it's so tight. So he's starting to like shimmy past me like this. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was on purpose, but he literally went, Foom, and the entire tequila soda, I was just all over me. I was now a weird shade of gold. I was licking. I don't even like tequila, so it's just slicking. Oh my God, what's the word? Slipping into my mouth, and I'm like, I'm sticky, and I'm literally just like, because it was ice too. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I turn around, and I was like, dude. He's like, oh yeah, that's my bad, isn't it? I said, "Oh yeah, that's not yeah." And I'm in utter fucking shock because if you know me, I have so many allergies and they all give me anxieties. It all gives me like anxiety no matter what. So in my head, I was like, I'm probably allergic to this tequila. So that was something else going on. I wasn't. I'm sitting there. I was like, oh my god. He's like, oh yeah, that's my bad. Well, nothing I can do now. Sorry. And then ran in the other direction. And I was like, what the fuck? I was just like, huh.
You owe me 1 million beers.
You owe me $1 billion. And then Kira's brother and girlfriend are, again, the nicest people alive. They bought me a drink. So that was very sweet. Or they might have just given me one of their drinks. One of the two.
Or their shirt off their back.
Or the shirt off their back. I was already sweaty, so I was like, whatever. I'm just now sticky, which made it worse. But I was just like, they gave me a free drink. And then at that point, I was like, oh, fuck this shit. I'm not going home sober. And then, yeah, I was so hungover. I was so drunk that I needed pizza across the street. There's a little pizza place called Circle. Pizzeria. Circle. So I was like, I need pizza. Okay. So I'm literally leaning over the ledge. I'm like, you guys working late? Is it hard to work here? And they're like laughing at me because I'm slurring all my words. And they're like, oh, blah, blah, whatever. I get my slices of pizza. We go and sit in like, there's like this middle green section. So me and my boyfriend are just sitting there. I was like, I think I need to pull trig first. He's like, please don't pull trig. Please don't pull trig. It's like, my pizza's here. Like, I don't want that. I was like, don't worry. I won't even touch it. I won't. I rub hand sanitizer on my 2 fingers. I lean over the bench, the backside. I do the thing. I look up. There are 2 officers staring at me. And I said, hey, how y'all doing? And then they didn't care. I turn around and I go to grab my slice of pizza, but I grab Chris's. I didn't clean my hand. He was not happy with me.
And that pizza slice is literally $7 if you wanted to know.
Literally $7 fucking dollars. And I was like, oh no, it's fine. You can just eat the front.
Oh my god, I would kill you.
Yeah, yeah.
I support you, Chris.
That might have been the time that we were with Kira's, it was either that time or a different time, but Kira's older sister was with us, and it might have been a different time, and we Ubered with her and her friends, and I was just trying my darndest to make them laugh, and they were laughing, because I'd like to make people laugh, and they're laughing, Kira's sister's laughing, Chris and Kira are like this. In the Uber, I was like, why aren't you guys laughing? They're like, because we've heard all these. You have a set of bits. And I was like, you bitches. I was like, I'm telling new stories. And they're like, yeah, we get it. I'm like, I was like, I need to get out of this car.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
I had a lot of embarrassing moments in that bar. Or on the way to that bar. That night, after I got the tequila drink spilled on me, I was like, I need to go home. I saw Kira's brother and girlfriend walk out of the bar, and I said, are you guys going home? They said, yep. I said, I'm coming with you. And I just Ubered all the way back to Seattle.
You're coming home with me.
You're coming home with me. But yeah. Yeah. Should we jump into first and foremost? Mine is, what was my first and foremost I'd like to thank? Oh, Meryl Streep in Death Becomes Her. Mine is following strong female artists. That's my path. That's my repeat so far. So this week, first and foremost, I would like to thank Miss Amy Winehouse.
Period.
And I obviously have always loved Amy Winehouse. She's an icon. She's a legend. She is the moment. But I just watched the Back to Black movie, her like biopic with Marisa Abela. Oh my god, I just fucked that up so bad. And everyone was like, "Oh, it's gonna be so bad." Like, "Oh, like Marisa doesn't sound like her." All this stuff. And I'm like, "Yeah, fuck that." Like, I'm not watching it. And then I put it on and I said, "La di da, la di da." Guys, that movie was so good. The actress Marisa was like, I want to do Amy justice. So she trained her voice for 4 months straight to sound like her. And she sang as Amy Winehouse. And girl, it was pretty spot fucking on. And I was like, wow. And it was so good. And then obviously I learned so much more about Amy Winehouse, and her story is very sad. Very, very emotional. Her life just like, she was very headstrong and powerful and just like determined to be herself no matter the cost, which I love and I respect so much. But like once her grandma died, which is like was the catalyst for her going, or I think she went to New York right before her grandma died, but her grandma was the one who encouraged her and was like, do it, babe, like just honor yourself, honor me, like just make sure you're you, like don't lose that. And the scene where they said goodbye to each other was like so fucking gut wrenching, because it like started her like, I think during that scene I did, because it was the grandma had a signature beehive, because Amy was just like inspired by like 60s and like 70s, I think.
Yeah.
So her grandma did her hair, and then her staff was like, okay, your car's here, we gotta take you to the airport. So they said their goodbyes, and I was just like, it was so sad. And then they didn't even, I don't think in the movie they verbalized that the grandma had died. It just showed her at the funeral. And I was just like,
no.
Oh, but she had her grandma's hairstyle. She kept everything the same. She just like continued to emphasize her and her grandma's like lifestyle of being yourself, being beautiful, like being true to yourself. And I was just like, fuck, so sad. So then obviously I did a deep dive into all her live performances again, and her music again. It's just so good. And I think my favorite Amy Winehouse song is Me and Mr. Jones.
Me too.
She's singing about getting her mans out of jail. Well, not getting him, but like about him.
Mr.
Jones. And it's just like, it is
what kind of fucker is this? You make me.
Grace, sing that
Sorry.
for your guitar channel. That is my first foremost. I would just like to thank Amy Winehouse for all her talent, her mind, her voice, her determination, and her beauty. And I am so sorry that this world failed you.
Sing.
You think her name's Amelia?
No. Amy.
Okay.
Wait. Do
Also,
people shorten that?
Oh, I don't know. I may have made that up. Her dick of a boyfriend. What I would like to say to him is, fuck you. Fuck you, Pete.
First and foremost, we hate you.
First and foremost, we hate you. Oh, there was such a good bit in the movie. I think everybody should go watch the movie. It is a long movie, and it is sad, but it's culture, so you need to watch it. There is a bit in the movie, in the beginning, where she meets her boyfriend, her husband, and they first meet, and they're flirting, they're playing pool all day. She already is Amy Winehouse, like she has music out. And he turns on the jukebox and he plays an Amy Winehouse song. And she's like, are you pulling my fucking leg? Are you joking? Are you taking a piss? And he's like, no. And she goes, I go. And she matches the song. And he goes, I'm playing pool with fucking Amy Winehouse. I was like, and it's just so cute. And they're loving each other. And it's so adorable. And then his girlfriend walks into the pub. And she's like, okay, Pete, are you ready to go? Or Blake, I can't remember the name. She's like, are you ready to go? And he's like, oh yeah, babe, look, it's Amy Winehouse. How cool is that? And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You just fucking flirted with her this whole time, got her so like infatuated in you and having a real human connection because she's in the fucking public eye. So everything that happens to her is like for publicity or like exposure. And she was so happy just being herself and living her life. And you had to walk in, and he's like, okay, see ya. And they walk out, and then she goes, hey, miss, you got nice pumps. And then it goes into fuck me pumps. When you walk in a bar, and you're dressed like a star, rocking your F me pumps. I actually don't know if it goes directly into it, or if it comes up next, but
So good.
And she always had a glass, that she did die of alcoholism and possibly bulimia. So it is sad, but like when she's performing on stage in those cunty dresses with the beehive and a glass of red wine.
Period.
Love that.
Okay, first and foremost, I'd like to thank my iced coffee maker thing that I put in the freezer every day. Because
Wait, what the
without
fuck do you
it, I
mean?
would be upset.
What ice?
It's
Sorry.
like an ice pack, but it's a cup. So you brew the hot coffee, pour it in there, shake it up for a minute, and then you put it in your iced coffee. And I make beautiful coffees every day.
Oh.
And without that, look also what this cup is, Erewhon.
Don't. I want to go to Erewhon so bad.
I've never been.
I don't want to go to buy things. I just want to browse.
Yeah.
Because what are you telling me? We have millions of homeless people everywhere not being able to afford anything. Low income families not being able to afford anything. But you're charging $9 for a carton of eggs? Sorry.
$36 for a salad.
No!
In like a package.
Us walking in there when I visit, we're like, can I get that?
Can I get 14? Spectacular, give me 14 more.
Do you want to know what's in it?
No.
Nah, give me 14 of them. How do you take your coffee?
Oh, so I brew it with my Keurig things. I want to bring my Nespresso over here, but it's going to be hard to get it over here. And then I got those square ice cubes that are lit. Put them in there. I got my caramel macchiato Starbucks creamer. Whoop. Fantabulous.
Love that.
Yep.
I think I need to switch my creamer. It's making my tum hurt.
Oh, do you not drink whole milk? No. You drink oat.
I drink oat. I'm an oat girl. Well,
Oat.
I don't even know if it's that, because when I have cereal, yes, I'm 23 years old. What's the problem? When I have cereal, I use whole milk, and I have no problem with it, except for my throat gets a little itchy. But I have no, body problems with it. Oh my god, or maybe that's why I've been having body problems lately.
What, because you're drinking cereal?
Because I'm drinking whole milk with my cereal.
Oh, props.
Oh my god. I feel like I just discovered, a hidden land. Wow. There was one thing I wanted to say before we wrapped up. I don't remember. Oh, don't do that. I think that's gonna do it for our third installment. Everyone appreciate the hat my dad bought me. It says Kamala 2024. That's who I'm voting for. I don't care who knows it. Kamala.
And I don't care who knows it.
That part. Kamala, VP Kamala Harris, and Coach Walls. If anybody has access, Coach Walls. If anybody has access to the camo hats they made, I wasn't able to get one in time. But I would love one. So my address is
our PR box office is. Can we get PR?
I would love. Grace and I will Grace and I will promote almost anything.
Also, please, we'll promote anything, and please, our actual dream is for you to send us to Coachella.
Send us to Coachella, please.
Please.
Grace and I will. Oh, I just touched my eyeball again. Grace and I will.
I will do anything.
I will film the whole thing. We will make money for you guys off of it. We will make it a.
I'll wear a
whole
GoPro on my
thing.
head.
I'll wear a GoPro on my. Please, we just really want to go. Please, Rachel.
Please.
Why does everyone hate us? Yeah, forget what we just said. We will literally go to anything, as long as there's other queer people and women there, because I don't interact that well with a lot of straight men.
Okay.
Are you okay with that?
No, I'm kidding.
Grace actually, guys, before we started recording, Grace said she hates queer people.
He's constantly trying to get me canceled.
I am. And it will happen. And actually, no, it won't happen one day. Knock on wood. I think that would be a lot of fun. But yeah, that's all for me.
Alright, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in today. As always, we love ya.
Follow us on the social medias.
Down below. Down under.
Bezos, down under. Oh, also, you know how we were talking about Drag Race UK? And how there's the drag races? And I was like, oh, Drag Race Down Under is going to come out soon.
Yeah.
I was apparently very wrong. My boyfriend told me, because the next series to premiere is Drag Race UK. So we got to wait longer.
All right.
Anyway,
Bye.
bye everyone. Love you guys.